Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Today I am going to do just a little trinket dish with a little lid, and I'm going to put a little flower on the top of it. So I have already measured up my powder, so I am just going to measure up my water. So I've got 150 in here, so I need 250 grams. I need 50. So I'm going to do 50 mils because it's 10 mils for every 30, and 3 5's 15. So there we go. So that is about 53 mils. So I've got a couple of colours here as well. I've got my amethyst from Colour Passion, and I have ocean blue shimmer. And with my flower, I want to just colour the resin, but I might just do 2 different colours and pour them in. So I am going to mix up my resin here, my powder, make sure that's clean, which is the AR400 Art Co. There we go, from Harry and Wilmot. So just mix that up. Now I am using my disposable cups today so that I don't have to clean anything, because I have run outside because it's freezing out here today. It's about 15 degrees. So I've got my heater mat sitting underneath my silica mat here, and that is turned on just to warm up my stuff while I'm doing it. So there we go. So that's mixed. So there we go. So I am going to just maybe put half in here. There we go. About that much. So I am just going to put some of my blue in. My blue powder in there. And then I will grab my purple. Oh, that's pretty. That's got a real shimmer to it. So some of my purple here. Throw that in there. A bit more purple. And hopefully you can see how much I put in there. I use these little spoons, and I'm pretty sure I got them off Temu or something like that. So just quickly mix this around. Now normally I would put my powder into my powder, and then I mix as I'm putting in the water. But I'm just trying to rush this a little bit today. I don't want to be outside too long in the cold. Okay, that's that one done. Such a pretty colour. There we go. The powder will sit on the top, and I will remix it. So let's get this one done. How pretty is that? There we go. You'll have to excuse if there's any noise. My husband has just come home from the shop, so he's a bit noisy when he starts to get things done. Okay, there we go. That's that mixed. Give this another mix just to make sure it is all in there. Hopefully I will have enough for everything, and hopefully you are in my video shot. I was trying to get this video done while he was at the shop, so. Alright, so I'm just going to wipe. Oh, I think I've got a hole in my cup. Bring this down. Bring that down, and then I'm going to just pour it in on the top of each other. Oops, Nelly spilt it. Okay, there we go. That. Hopefully this looks alright. Put flour in there. Oops, maybe a bit too much in there. Let's give it a bit of a bang. Oops, yep, a bit too much in there, so I might just scoop a little bit out. Maybe I might just, one of my other flowers, just sit it in there, just scoop a bit out. There we go. There we go. Scoop that up. And then I'm just going to just pour that around there. And then pour that on there. I don't mind if it's not filled up all the way. Just have a half a flour, because then I can put it on the top of something. Scrape that out. Okay. Scrape out our purple. Just make sure that this one's okay. Go. Give that a bang just to make sure that we have got all of the bubbles out of it. Scrape that in there. And there we go. I could probably make up another 50 grams or so just to put into my flour. And just check this for bubbles. Give it a bang. Make sure I've actually filled it up enough. Might not be filled up enough, so I can actually just use that and just top that up. Swirl that around. Yeah, I didn't put near enough in that one. Okay. There we go. Let's check our lid. Our lid's fine. Let's get that off there now. Yep, our lid's good. Let's go with our flour. Got a hair on there. Silicone, it just sticks to it, doesn't it? Oh, I'll get that later. So let's just give it a bang just to be sure. All right. Okay, banging this. I'll come back when it's demold time. Alrighty, it's the next day. So I've actually just started wiping the base of my flour here before I turn it over. Now I have unmolded the flour, so I'm just going to get that loose stuff off the back of it. So just give it a bit of a wipe, and you can actually feel the loose stuff on it, which is a lot of the powder, like the sparkly, the mica powder has come to the top. So just wipe that. I did have to take them inside because it is just started to rain again here. I live in Adelaide and we are in a major drought here in this part of Australia. So I would rather stand out here in the rain and get this demolded than have, you know, no water to water my gardens. So let's just turn this over. And there we go. So how cool is that? Did I just break a piece? I don't know. Look, and you can, and I don't think you're going to be able to see the sparkle. It has just got the slightest shimmer in it from this powder, because the powder does shimmer. So we've got our purple, and then can you see the blue in there? Just our faint bit of blue there, and then I put green in the base of it. And I just absolutely love it. So I will put a bit of my sealer over the top of it, my polyurethane sealer, and that will give it a really nice shine. I'm not going to touch it with any colors or anything like that. I'm just going to do it as it is, because I absolutely love it. So let's go to the next bit. So now, when I poured this yesterday, I didn't shake this after I poured the stuff from the flour in there. So I have a little raised bit. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a wipe, and that will get off the excess from around the edges here. Just run my nails around it. There we go. Just give it a wipe. Make sure there's no powder on it. It is pretty flat and it's nice and hard now. So let's see how easy or how hard this is to demold. I had it sitting on a little cake thing just to get the warm air through it. So just run that down without breaking it. There we go. Once you get the roll, it's pretty easy. So while I'm doing this, I just want to say to everybody, to everyone that's subscribed, thank you so very much. I really cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. I have a whole 483 of you that have subscribed, which I'm so grateful to you all. I know it's not a lot, and some people will be watching and going, oh my god, well, you know, that's not very many, but I really appreciate it, and you are such a good support. I love all your lovely comments and your likes, and you know, it's getting me out there. Other people are seeing. I have so many brand new subscribers, which I cannot tell you how grateful I am for. So please, it's free to subscribe, and I really do appreciate you all. And let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments and hit that like button. So alright, let's turn this over now. Hopefully it's going to be okay. So let's see how we went. Oh, that's pretty on the inside. A couple of little bubbles, but that's alright. It's super smooth. Nice shiny mold. And it just has a shine to it. The purple and a little bit of blue there. That's really cool. Let's see. Sits properly. Might get the just my sanding block and run it on my sanding block, but I do have something else here that I'll find, and I'll show you what I do to flatten them. Okay, so this is a piece of fly screen that in Australia, this is what we use on our windows to keep the flies off. So I'll just turn it over so that it's flat, and then all you do is just rub it around just like that, and it just takes that excess off. And I could have done that with the flour as well. Hopefully I haven't left it too long and it has gone too hard, because if it has, I will have to sand it. So just rub it a little bit more force onto it, and see how we go with it. I think I'll be able to flatten it out. So, but I'm not going to do that now. So it's pretty cool. So let's go with our lid. So we've got our lid, and I'm going to get a fresh cloth because the other one made it green. So I just use disinfectant wipes because they have no lanolin or anything in it, no oils. I squeeze out the disinfectant. I pour alcohol into my containers. It is an Aldi container because I can get nice big ones. When they normally have every 12 months, 6 months, they have them on sale, and you get a massive container, and it lasts me about 6 months. So keep your eyes out for those. So there we go. Just wipe that off. Just that little bit of excess is coming off. Make it smooth. How pretty are those colours? Let's do that with the bottom again. You do it with like a wet sander, it actually makes it a lot easier to get that smooth. That's got all the green off it anyway. All right, let's go. So let's see how he turned out. Oh, how pretty is that top? That's really cool. A little bit of overpour there, just the tiniest bit. Let's get it off with my nail. Just give it a wipe. Won't even notice it. There we go. Now, it just sits on there, so there's no groove or anything with it. So it just sits on the top. That is really pretty. There we are. Look at that. And I got one slight air bubble in it. Tiny one there. But I think it did pretty good because I was rushing this. So let's go with our flower. I'm going to wipe the top of this again. So just wipe all that excess off. There we go. Get all that colour off the mould as well. I do like using the powders because they do not stain the mould. So oopsie. Let's get that off. Give it a rub. And let's take him out and see how we went for air bubbles. I dare say I'm going to have quite a few. And this is a Temu mould, and as per usual, I didn't measure properly. I thought it was going to be a bigger one, and it's come a tiny one. So, but let's see how we went with it. Ooh, how cute is that? 1, 2, couple of little tips there, but that is very cool. So I'm just going to wipe that top, and then I really want to be able to stick it onto there. So I'm just going to go around just with my fingernails and just pull this extra bits off. There we go, just like that. I'm not going to file, I'm not going to do anything like that. Just get the extra off. There we go. A little bit more, a bit on the side there. It is easy to do it with your fingernails when you've got them. Alright, let's wipe that out of the way. And let's see whether this is going to go on there. Oh, how nice does that look? That is definitely wow. Now, once this has got the polyurethane on it, look at that. That is going to shine up really nice. Now, I'm going to grab some, I don't know whether to super glue. I don't think super glue is going to quite do the job. I'm going to grab maybe some 5-minute glue, and I'm going to glue it on, and then I will put my sealer over the top, and it'll be done. Alright, so I just went and grabbed some glue. So this is called Contact Adhesive Flexibond, and it is good for ceramic, leather, stone, wood, glass, plastic, metal, laminate. So hopefully it'll be okay for this. Oops, I don't like the colour of it. I had forgotten that I do not like the colour of this. I'm going to stand that in there. I am going to grab something to just brush this on with, and I do apologise. I'm just going to get a silicone stick, and I don't want this to go anywhere else but on the surface of this bit. I don't want it to ooze out or anything like that, because I do not want to get the colour of this anywhere else. Alright, that will do. Just quickly wipe this and then we'll stick that on there. Try and make sure it is even. Does it look even? I think it looks even. And then I'm going to give it a gentle push down. Now I'm just going to spin it around just to be sure. I'm going to do finger measurements. Yep, pretty good. So I'm going to sit that to the side and I will show you how I seal this. I will grab my little paintbrush here, just with one of these brushes, and then I clean the lid off. There we go. I buy this by the litre, and then I just decant it into my smaller container. So just pour it in and stand up. There we go. Now hopefully it is not too cold out here for this. Should have actually put my heater mat on it, but I will take them inside. I'll put them on my little area here and take them inside. I'm not going to seal the bottom of these, and I forgot that I had to sand that, so that's all right. I can still have it sealed and just give that bottom a bit of a sand anyway. Okay, need a little bit more, so I'm just going to put it onto my mat here. I've turned my mat over because I realized that all those lines would have been a bit distracting and horrible in the video. There we go. That's it, all sealed. Job done. There we go. So on my little temperature gauge here outside, it's telling me that it is about 8 degrees. So pretty chilly. Yeah, I think it's too cold for the sealer. It needs to be warmer because it is not playing the game properly. So there we go. That'll do. I'll give them another coat when it's a little bit warmer. Let's put the lid on this and we'll see how this goes. Rid of that. Now, look at that. Not moving. That was pretty quick. All right, so let's get a bit on this. Give it a bit of a seal. We'll just scrape that bit off. There we go. My granddaughters normally steal my prototypes, as I call them. Sometimes I do some just to see basically what their reaction is as to whether another little girl or something will like what I do. My middle granddaughter has been doing the markets with me and loves it. She gets up at 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning and she comes down in the freezing cold. She sets up the markets. All I do is put the stuff on the table because the way I do it is not quite right, I have been told. So I just let her go with it, and she seems to get it right every time because the things that she puts on the front of the table, which I normally wouldn't, she sells them. So I had some skulls that I did last year that she put out. I wasn't even going to put them out, and she actually sold them. So she's a very good little spruiker. So I need to start paying her, I think. So you can hear the rain. There we are. Just try and get this a little bit more onto this, just to make it a little bit thicker on the top. There we go. Hear that rain coming in? There we are. Give my garden a nice water. Yeah. And again, I will not do the underneath of this until it's sat for quite a few days, I think. Get that all around that. How pretty is that? That glue is, as long as it doesn't ooze outside, that was really quick. So there we go. So I want to thank you so very much for watching again. I really do appreciate you all subscribing. I would love to get to the 500 mark, and then ultimately even 1,000 would be wonderful. I would just appreciate that so much. So thank you all again. I will take some photos of this, probably not in the sun. I will try and find somewhere nice to sit this and take some photos, and I will do my flower. So thank you again. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate you all subscribing, watching my videos. I know that they are awfully long, a lot of them, and most of you all sit there for the whole time, which is wonderful. So thank you again. Thank you so very much for watching. Hit the like button, let me know what you think, and I will catch you next time, and be safe.